Good day, beautiful people. This is Natalie Silva with Life Treasures and Golden Moments, where I share with you true stories of miracles and stories of inspiration. Today, I'd like to share a couple of stories with you about everyday miracles and miracles from above. And the first story is called The Power of a Penny, and our author today is Lisa Culp. Instead of making last-minute decisions for the upcoming Christmas holiday, my family and I were making last-minute decisions for a memorial service. Upon hearing the news of my mother's death on December 21st, my husband and I attempted to get a flight home to British Columbia. Due to the upcoming holiday, winter storms, and canceled flights, scheduling was a nightmare. Eventually, we managed to get a flight that left on Christmas Eve. As I packed, I reminisced about a phone call I'd recently gotten from my mom. She wanted to tell me about a Christmas card she received the year before from a very favorite aunt who had since died. Taped inside the card was a single penny with a poem about pennies from heaven. The verse suggested that when an angel in heaven misses you, they toss a penny down to cheer you. So it reminded us, don't pass by a penny when you're sad. What a sad Christmas this would be, I thought, as I cried and I packed. As other travelers reveled with joy, we arrived at the Kanoa, BC airport at 1:30 a.m., Christmas morning with heavy hearts. When my husband Bill and I and our two children walked down the ramp into the arrival area, my Aunt Karen, Mom's sister, waited for us with open arms. After our initial greetings and hugs, my 5-year-old son, Carter, said, "Look, Mummy, a penny." For a little boy, finding a penny is very exciting and fun. For me, seeing that penny in the wake of that poem Mom had shared with me made me feel like she was there at the end of the ramp, just as she had been every time I'd come home. She couldn't be there in body, but she was there in spirit, proven by the penny. With Carter at my side, I shared the poem and our own encounter with the penny at Mom's memorial service. During the weeks that followed, I was approached by many people who told me that when they had been thinking about Mom, they looked down and found a penny on the ground. I was touched by their shared stories and couldn't believe the coincidence. Accepting that I had to return home to Ontario was difficult, and getting a flight home amidst the continued cancellations and rescheduling proved the same. Finally, on January 13th, we checked our bags and received our boarding passes. I pointed out to the kids that we were sitting in lucky row number 7. After a couple of hours of delays, we finally boarded the plane. The kids and I anxiously watched for our lucky row, and as we slid into our seats, we looked down at the first seat and saw not just one, but 3 pennies. The spirit of my mom had blessed me with a penny at my homecoming on Christmas morning, and her spirit bid me a farewell on my return flight to Ontario. While a penny doesn't have much value as currency, it's worth its weight in gold. It has the power to heal. This next story was written by Deborah DeRocha, and it's called The Yellow Butterfly. As a young girl, my biggest dream was to be a mother. I always said I wanted 4 children, 2 boys and 2 girls. When I got older, I was so blessed to have that dream come true. I love those kids more than life myself. Many times I found myself standing in the doorway watching as they played outside and thinking just how blessed I was. And I was always amazed that all of them were mine. Like most mothers, in the back of my mind, there was a fear that something would happen to one of them. Sadly, the horror came true. It was in June when the knock came on the door. When my husband came to tell me the news, he didn't have to say a word. I saw into his soul that night as I looked into his eyes. Our oldest son, 14-year-old Josh, was hit by a car and killed. The years after that seemed to just run together as we struggled to learn how to live life without him. A few years later, on a beautiful spring day, my daughter Chelsea and I were going fishing. It was our favorite hobby, and we could never wait until the weather got warm enough to go again. The fresh smell of newly cut grass filled the air, and the daffodils were in bloom. Everything around us seemed to be coming back to life, including us, if only for a day. We grabbed our buckets and fishing poles and climbed over the old fence and headed down the field towards the creek. I looked back at Chelsea, who was lagging behind slightly, and saw at least 30 white butterflies dancing all around her. It was a heavenly sight, and I wondered if my Josh could communicate with us from where he was. So I called out to him several times, "Josh, if you are with us, please send us a yellow butterfly." Then I stopped and waited as my daughter caught up with me, and I told her, "If you see a yellow butterfly, it means Josh is with us." She said, "How do you know?" "Because I asked him to send us one if he's here." Then we both started calling out, "Josh, please send us a yellow butterfly so we know for sure that you are with us. God, please let Josh send us a yellow butterfly." Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a large yellow butterfly with rounded wings flew right in front of my face, not 3 inches away. Our jaws dropped as eyes met, and we turned back around. It was gone just as quickly as it had appeared. We couldn't see it anywhere, but we didn't need to. We had the answer we needed. With a great sense of peace, we started walking toward the creek again, saying, "Come on, Josh, let's go fishing." Yes, and I've heard so many times that butterflies are little reminders that there are angels among us. As my final story of the day, I'd like to share a little story that'll give you some laughter. And it's called The Invisible Chair. And this story was written by Irene Moran. Something to have you laugh for the day. We all need a few chuckles now and then. Every week after our writing group, I stop at the Habitat for Humanity Restore. It's on my way home, and I enjoy browsing their eclectic collection. I usually find something I like, whether it's for me or my kids or a friend. The prices are reasonable, so whatever I purchase is a good buy. On one visit, I spotted an attractive old oak chair with a high curved back. I didn't need another chair, but it looked so inviting that I had to try it out. It was the most comfortable chair I'd ever sat in. I was hoping it would have one short leg, a broken spindle, a nail sticking out through the seat, or something to deter me. It didn't. It was flawless. It was perfect and in top-notch condition. I was already rearranging the furniture in my mind, trying to find a suitable place for this chair. If I moved my bulky stuffed chair to the sunroom, I could put this more compact piece in its place. Or if nothing worked, I would give the chair to my daughter. In any event, the price was right, and so I took it home. I carried the chair into the house and brought out the furniture polish. After a vigorous workout, the chair looked shiny and brand new. I shifted furniture, set down my bargain, and enjoyed my new acquisition. It took up less space than the bulky chair and made the room look larger. I knew my significant other would flip out when he saw another chair in the house. I decided not to tell him and wait to see if he was observant enough to notice it on his own. So Art walked past the chair many times, and he didn't say a word. Is a chair invisible, I wondered? Is Art waiting for me to admit that I bought yet another piece of furniture? Or is he waiting for me in my next move as I am his? If I can notice a crumb on the floor or a candy ball that has been moved just 1 inch within seconds, why can't Art notice a brand new chair? It's not the size of an ant. Trying to make it more conspicuous, I placed a brightly colored pillow on the invisible chair. He still didn't notice it. So, a week later, I decided to sit on the chair wearing a bikini. When Art walked past, he remarked, "Nice bikini." If Art hasn't seen the invisible chair, I hope he doesn't see the invisible piano player I'm having delivered in 2 weeks. Thought you might enjoy a little laughter today. So, in any event, I hope you all have a beautiful week and everybody's hanging in there and feeling good and enjoying the summer the best you can. And so until next time, you all take care. And may God bless. This is Natalie Silver with Life Treasures and Golden Moments.